looks like we still have technical difficulties. 1 second. Oh, I totally forgot my phone. Let me be right back. Okay, I'm here for real now. I'm just gonna immediately start with the art stream and not the chatting. Oops. I hope you guys can't hear double of me. Let me just close YouTube if you can. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that black spot on the right side. Many technical difficulties today. So let me go ahead and do that. There's no more black bars, right? Actually, there you go. That should be fine. I don't know if there's music in the background. Probably not, because someone unplugged all my USBs and that messed up some of the links since I use an external drive. Let me try to fix that. It probably would fix automatically if I closed Streamlabs and opened it again, but that's probably not a good idea since it will most likely end my stream. I'm going to try to fix the music. Alright, you can hear music now, right? Alright, great. So how are you guys doing? What a rough start. I'm glad that didn't happen on my debut. My debut went pretty smoothly. What happened? Well, first I was 10 minutes late, and then because someone unplugged my USBs, I couldn't, when I clicked the start stream screen, it was entirely black. So you guys were looking at a black screen for maybe 5 minutes. And now everything is finally fixed. You're watching from Japan? Hello. What time is it in Japan right now? I'm guessing really early in the morning. You're a bit tired from the murky weather. My day has been going well. I ate lunch right before this. Have you guys eaten? That's a super common greeting in Asia. For me, my lunch was a can of Pringles. Oh, it's 4 AM in Japan? Yeah, I am in the US right now, so it is kind of early for me since I wake up in the afternoon, and right now it is 3 PM. Okay, so the reason why there was a black bar on the right is because I don't have a second monitor to see my chat, and so I have to kind of shrink the side window in order to see chat. It looks like it still pretty much shows most of my screen though, so it shouldn't be an issue. Yes, a can of Pringles. Because I didn't have time to cook. Although if I did have time, I wouldn't have cooked real food. I would have cooked ramen noodles. And I don't know how much better that is compared to a can. I keep saying pan. A can of Pringles. Thank you for donating Bane Fairy's second monitor fund. It's okay, no worries. I do have a second monitor at my apartment. I'm just home right now, so my whole setup is kind of scuffed. Talking about Pringles, I saw a ad for it recently. About scorching hot Pringles. I'm interested. I want to try it. I really like hot chips. My favorite chips, I think, is the Flaming Hot Fries. I used to like Flaming Hot Cheetos, but I kind of got tired of them. Yeah, so what we're drawing today is I'm gonna draw fan art of Nier, or Brother Nier, since there is a different version of him called Father Nier. I originally watched the gameplay for Nier Replicant a few years ago when it came out. And I think I watched the version Nier Gestalt with Father Nier, so I didn't get to see much of Brother Nier. This is Nier Replicant, yes, it is. And yes, Gestalt is the father version. I haven't had the chance to play the remake yet, because my choices were either to spend the break being actually productive or to spend my break playing games, and I went with the former. But I do hope that I will be able to play the remake, since Nier Replicant is my favorite Nier game between that and Nier Automata. Draw him eating the flower. If you squint, he pretty much is already eating the flower. Have I played or seen Drakengard? I have seen fan art of characters from Drakengard, and that's about as much as I know of the game. Some of the character designs. I believe the very popular character that gets a lot of fan art is Zero. Is that her name? Well, the white-haired girl with the, I believe it's a lily, or maybe it's the Nair flower on her eye. Yeah, it is Zero. And the only other thing I know about Drakengard is there are dragons. And I guess anyone can get that from the name of the game. Alright, so I already had a sketch for this. I did it 30 minutes before my stream, which is also why I announced my stream pretty late, since I was working on the sketch and I didn't know what pose to go with. At first I was gonna go with an action pose where he was holding his weapon, But I kind of struggled with the composition, and I decided I recorded that part, so it's gonna be in my speed paint when I make one after I finish this piece. But you're gonna be seeing me change the composition from landscape to portrait like 3 times. Right, so the flower is called Lunar Tear. It's been quite a while since I saw the gameplay for this, so my memory might not be so sharp. I heard from a friend that the remake is pretty much the same, except with like upgraded fighting mechanisms and visuals. So I guess it's pretty similar to what I know of it. Hi Sayakvids. Any tips for eyes? Well, one tip would be if you know like where the corner of the eye is, make sure they align and they're not like one is higher than the other, for example. That will help your eyes look more symmetrical. What brush hardness am I using? Wow, no one actually asked me that before. I'm using the hardest setting. So if you look on the right, I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, you can, since I moved the screen. But if you look to the left, I mean, still getting my rights and lefts confused. You can see that there's 0 blending and 0 dilution. So I'm basically trying to make this brush as sharp as possible without any blurriness. Yes, this is Paint to Osai. I actually drew, my favorite character from this game is Kaine, and I drew a fan art of her a really long time ago, which I pulled it up to show you guys. So this is the fan art I drew a long time ago of Kaine. And it was a collab actually with one of my fellow artists. I believe her name is Soike on Twitter. She did the sketch and I finished it for her. I tend to do that with my fellow artists because it's easy to start with someone else's concept. I don't have to think for that. Yeah, maybe I should touch this piece up. I kind of want to draw Kaine again one day. Or I could touch this piece up and renew it, I guess. Oh, this was what I was working on yesterday. In my art stream I did last night. Thank you for donating, Vel. Collab makes things easier? Yes, for sure. When you're doing a collab, which part do you like to do? For me, I usually like doing the lining part, actually. Coloring is a pain in the ass. But then again, if someone has to color my lines, I'm sorry for them, since my lines are so messy. I haven't done an actual collab with another artist in a really long time. The one I did with Yo Clash, where I finished her sketch, it wasn't really planned. I just really liked the sketch, so I wanted to finish it. You just noticed the background music? Yeah, I'm using a slightly different background music. I decided to go with the one that I play in the end screen. collabs is a lot more serene, and I haven't used it in an art stream for a while. Okay, one thing about collabs that is kind of, what should I say? A disadvantage? I don't know. Is that you can't really sell the artwork afterwards as prints or anything, because it's gonna be too difficult trying to work out something with your collab partner. No, Nikto didn't make this track. The track that is playing right now is made by Jan, and he is also in the description. I set my eraser function on my pen. Yes, I did. I think it makes things go a lot faster than if I had to turn my pen entirely around to the eraser side. Collab is something to do for fun. Yes, exactly. And right now, I don't even do enough of my own artwork to be even thinking about accepting any art collabs. Hi Jerens, thanks for coming to the stream. So, I think this stream might be a little bit of a more quiet one, since it is the end of the week and my break is ending soon, and I kind of want to savor it. So I might concentrate on drawing in the stream so I can finish it a bit faster. I don't think I can finish the whole picture on stream unless I do like a 5-hour stream. Okay, his eyelashes are looking a little bit too unnatural. Sometimes when you're drawing eyelashes, you kind of want to be messy with them. Finally, you caught a stream. Welcome to the stream, Nightbot. Now you want to draw Nier stuff too? Didn't you say that you, this is Annie, she's one of my Discord mods. Didn't you say that you were playing the game for over 30 hours? Is that really the length of the gameplay? Wow, that's a really long time. I am gonna call you out, and it's not a long time. I guess it's not a long time if you're playing it every single day. I fear that if I start playing the game, I'm gonna disappear for 2 weeks off social media. Oh, Rhino spent 70+ hours on it already. Dang, I wish I had that much free time to play games. I'm jealous of you guys. So is that... So I guess the main story is probably shorter than that, and including all the side quests and stuff, it goes up to that length. Thank you for donating, Rhino. Rhino says, make sure to drink your water, Cecile. Stay hydrated during these dark times. You need to drink water, Cecile, really. Put down Pringles. Pick up water. I have a water bottle like 2 feet away from me. I'm kind of eyeing it. I think it's been sitting there for several months. So I don't know if it's safe to drink. That is good advice. I don't know about you guys, but I can go a long time without remembering that my body gets thirsty. And then I wake up in the middle of the night and I have to gulp down a gallon of water. I think the only time I ever feel thirsty is in the middle of the night. It's strange. Thank you for donating again, Rhino. Rhino really wants me to drink water. What's my favorite juice? If we're talking strictly juice, aka fruit juice, I would say mango. That's my favorite flavor when it comes to fruit flavored drinks. But if we're talking about drinks in general, I like aloe vera and coconut water. They're both really refreshing drinks. Thank you for donating again, Rhino. Oh, welcome Sasuchi to the stream. Rhino says no juice, water. Are you my dentist now? It's kind of sad. Apparently, no matter what kind of drink you drink, it's gonna be bad for your teeth unless it's straight up water. But we all know that we would rather harm our health a little bit instead of being absolutely 100% healthy. Thank you for donating again, Rhino. Rhino says, exactly, water is good. Rhino is our doctor for today. You guys should listen to him. No promises that I will, though. But when you do have a water bottle, it doesn't have to be a plastic one if you want to be environment friendly. You can have like a water, I think it's called a tumbler, with you throughout the entire day. You will drink a lot more water just because it's sitting there and it reminds you. So that's a healthy habit to have. Thank you for donating, Rex. Rex says, I agree, drink water. And thank you for donating, Biscuit. Biscuit says, water is cringe, bro. No, you shouldn't say that. Bad influence, Biscuit. Oops. One disadvantage to having my eraser on my pen is sometimes, I believe, if my pen hasn't left, like, if my pen's still touching the tablet, the eraser button won't be triggered. So sometimes I click it too early and then I accidentally draw a big black line across my artwork. But thankfully, we can just easily undo that and it's not permanent, as if we were actually drawing on paper. You drink water, but not often. Yeah, you should bring a water bottle around with you. Whenever I run out of juice or other types of drinks in the fridge, I do tend to drink a lot more water. So maybe another tactic is just don't buy any drinks. Then you're gonna be stuck with water. But hey, let's be healthy. As you can see, that is actually 2B streaming. I should rename my stream 2B drawing Nier. Okay. I think I'm gonna move on from the eyes for a second. But my best girl is actually A2. I'm sorry, 2B. Why are you guys talking about Cecile bathwater? I'm 3B. Nice. Thank you for donating, Rhino. Rhino says, yes, A2 for life. A2 is just badass. And I like her long hair. Thank you for joining the membership, Yasunori. Can I even take a bath? Are my legs waterproof? I think I would be a rather poorly designed robot if I wasn't waterproof. So let's just assume whatever fictional creator made me has the technology to make robots waterproof. Otherwise, I will actually melt in the rain. You know that saying, like, why are people afraid of the rain? It's not like we're made of sugar. Maybe we're not made of sugar, but we have expensive clothing, shoes, and bags that may be damaged by the rain. We're made of water. Yes, we are. I forgot the exact percentage, but it's like maybe 70% of water that is made up, that our body is made up of. So I really wanted to draw Brother Nier because he's just too beautiful not to draw. I'm surprised I never drew a fan art of him before in the past. Especially when I was a huge fangirl of this game when it first came out. Thank you for joining the membership. Nue. Big Bro Nier is a Chad. Yes. Also, this is like my favorite type of hairstyle on anime men for some reason. Just this shaggy mess. It probably won't look so good in real life. But for example, Karna from FGO, his hairstyle is also like this. I drew fan art of him as well, some time ago. Do I like Popola and Devola? The red-haired ones, right? Sure. Didn't really catch my attention that much, to be honest. Kaine is such a legendary character though. I don't think I know another game or movie character that acts like Kaine with that much swearing and the dry sense of humor. Is my Kaine or Karna art in Twitter? Yeah, but it's very old, so you probably won't find it. I believe if some of you guys have been following me for a while, you've probably seen it already. But I can show it here. So this is the Karna piece I drew. None of the females like Popola and Devola? Is that a thing? I mean, I wouldn't really say I don't like them. I really like drawing feminine men. These shonen men. But it might be a struggle to distinguish my men from my women. Since I like drawing very pretty boys, and I like drawing very mature looking women. They kind of start looking the same. I think the fun thing with this hairstyle is you get to add a lot of flyaways. And it's alright because his hair is like a mop on his head anyway. There's nothing there's nothing that is too messy with this type of hairstyle. Thank you for becoming a member, Shinzano. You can't take Popola seriously because Popo is German lingo for butt. That's an interesting piece of information. Her name just reminds me of poppy, aka a type of flower. Butler. And it's Popo is also lingo for butt in Turkish. That is interesting. You like email? Email is cute. That just reminded me of something though. So I was thinking about email, and then that led me to think about 9S because they're both kind of like innocent little boys. But was it just me, or were any of you guys shocked at how deep 9S's voice is? He sounds like a full-grown man. No, I guess 9S is not an innocent little boy. He's kind of like a nerdy little boy. But you kind of feel bad for him along the story, so you kind of see him as a poor little boy that must be protected. You don't think it sounded too deep to you? I think I expected him to have like a straight up child's voice, but he sounds like he already went through puberty. So this part is the flower. Flower should be covering this part, so I'm most likely gonna erase some of these strands. Can I bless you to Poe for Mudrock and Rose Montes and Arknights? Alright, you have my blessing. Mudrock, that sounds like a Pokemon. Thank you for donating Uzumaki. Uzumaki says, your streams are a great break for my medical exams. I'm glad, please take a break once in a while from studying. is your favorite method for studying? At the moment, all I'm doing is rewatching the lecture videos once and then taking screenshots. Since everything's recorded on Zoom, this is a convenient thing. One convenient thing about having online classes. So I just rewatch the lecture that I skipped, and then I take a screenshot of the hard slides. So at the end, I might have over 100 slides out of maybe 12 to 15 lectures, and then I just review the hard slides again, and it's kind of working for me. I mean, I'm getting alright grades. I'm not failing. Cram studying. Yeah, that's my other strategy. I just save everything until the very last 2 days and try to cram it. Back in college, I pulled an all-nighter for almost all my hard exams because I didn't start studying until the day of. But I don't have the luxury to do that anymore, and I say it's a luxury because if you do that, then you only have to study for 1 day. You might be suffering for that 1 day, but it's only temporary pain. You study while walking or in the park. It makes you feel relaxed. Really? I think if I were trying to study while in the park, I would be too relaxed to the point where I don't even want to study anymore. By the way, what even is this thing on his head? It's like a hair clip, but it's really strange. And why is it crooked? I always just took it as a design choice that doesn't really mean anything. Hi Jean, welcome to my stream. I'm trying to do a sketchy-ish drawing of Nier. Let's see. It's his brain band. Thank you, Jean. I haven't gotten too far yet. So, here are my references because I'm gonna need them. I wasn't really looking at a reference when I was drawing my last 2 pieces that I drew on stream because I was kind of making up the design as I went. But for him, I'm going with his canon design. By the way, I tried to Google this, but I didn't see any results. But did his outfit change in the remake? Because I don't think it did. Okay, so I already drew the headband wrong. Yes, it did change. A little bit. So are these references not accurate? I kind of want to draw whatever updated outfit he has. And my favorite character in Nier, somebody asked, is Kaine. I also really like the relationship between Nier and Kaine. But I do think it was a bit more wholesome when Nier was Father Nier. I liked his relationship better with Kaine when he was old. It's a little bit strange, but mainly because if you're gonna ship them, it's a little bit odd to me that Kaine knew him as a child if we're going with Brother Nier. Fanboy Nier is inferior to Papa Nier, but good art nonetheless. Well, if you ask me, appearance-wise, Brother Nier is definitely superior. So I drew these run. I think they're kind of... By the way, welcome to the membership, Nicholas. I think it's kind of, has a pointed end. And, oops. Accidentally controlled Z when I wasn't supposed to. And it's a little bit bigger than I drew it. Maybe something like this. There's some decorative gold part on it, but these references are really tiny. Xenon says, today I learned that Pringles is the best lunch. My favorite types of chip brand is actually some sun chips. This is alright. Lay's is... You can find that everywhere. Everybody eats Lay's. But sun chips are really good. Dragon Guard remake win. They're gonna start reminding me of Disney if they start just putting out a bunch of remakes. I actually like the Disney remakes though. I know how much criticism they receive because everybody is like, oh no, don't go ruining the original. But I like them. So I'm just making up whatever gold part is on these, on the headband. Cause as long as it looks good, it's passable, right? Fritos is underrated? I'm sorry, I don't really like Fritos either. I think they're too tough. I don't like the tough chips. I kind of take that back. It depends on my mood, I guess. Because I do like Doritos. But only sometimes. You just joined, are you late? Welcome, Chai. No, you're not late, I just started. And for everyone who just joined, I said this a little bit earlier, but this stream might be a little bit more of a quiet one, so I can concentrate and get as much progress as I can on this piece. Thank you for donating, Biscuit. Biscuit says, Fritos are the Captain Crunch of chips. Captain Crunch? I'm sorry, I don't eat cereal. I know what Captain Crunch is. I've obviously heard of it, but I can't immediately remember which one it is. The only time I ever eat cereal is if the cereal bar is still out during lunchtime at the cafeteria at school. I used to really like, I believe they're called Cocoa Puffs. Captain Crunch is the Captain Crunch of chips. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I've liked the chocolate ones, but they're kind of gross if you let them sit. because the milk starts becoming chocolatey, but it's not actually supposed to, like, I don't know if it's supposed to be like a thing you're supposed to enjoy, having your milk turn somewhat chocolatey from your cereal, but I've always found it kind of gross. Frosted Flakes. Yeah, I like Frosted Flakes. I also like... what are they called? Mini wheats? Something like that, but I only like it when it's sweetened. I know there are varieties that are not sweet. I like my cereal sweet, just like I like my coffee sweet. I pretty much still eat breakfast food like a 12-year-old, is what I'm saying. First cereal, then milk, or first milk, then cereal. I tend to put the milk first. Just because, I don't know, that's like the logical way of doing things that my brain says. Since usually I don't eat cereal, so I think of the milk first, and then I'm like, I guess I'll add something to it. Let's add some cereal. If I put the cereal first, I usually end up with a bowl that is 75% cereal and 25% milk. I mean, sometimes I want that. I don't know, it's a little bit harder to estimate how much cereal and how much milk you want when you put the cereal first. You like having dry cereal and then drinking milk right after. What? So you have a cup of milk and a bowl of dry cereal. And that's how you eat breakfast. You pour both in at the same time. I bet you also crack your eggs with one hand. The hair is a little bit strange looking, but I'll fix that. The only go I have with the hair is to have it look as shaggy as possible. Oh, speaking of hair, I recently, as in 2 days ago, made my hair tutorial into an image format and I posted that on my Twitter. If you guys saw my hair tutorial video that I uploaded a couple weeks ago. So I pretty much just summed up all the tips that I gave and I put it onto a PNG. So you can just look at the image and not have to rewatch my video to see those tips. Vodka and cereal. That reminds me of this Netflix movie I watched recently called Thunder Force. It's kind of like a wholesome comedy superhero movie. And the main character lady, she was eating cereal and then she was like saying that the milk was bad. So she watered it down with beer. Jaren says, "Oh, you saw that?" And I can hear the judgment. Listen, Netflix movies, they might not be the best, but they are a nice watch when you don't want to think about anything serious. So I was trying to make his hair look like it was being it's like leaning against the shoulder and springing up, but I think it looks bad. So bye-bye. Let's try that again. Some Netflix movies are good. Someone can say they are indeed movies. It depends. I don't know, but every time the movie says a Netflix original film, I think the production level is pretty similar among them. But Netflix does have a good variety of movies. Is there a reason why Netflix is so much more popular than the other streaming services? Or is it even? I think that if someone's talking about a video streaming service, they usually bring up Netflix. Because it's overrated as fuck. That'd be it. I did try Hulu. The only time I ever subscribe to a different streaming service is if there's a show that I particularly want to watch on that service. I remember when Netflix was like $7 a month, and now it's like $13. So I don't know, might start looking at alternatives. Thank you for donating, Rhino. Rhino says, do you microwave your eggs perhaps? Rhino, I thought you hated the microwave egg meme, yet you bring it up every chance you get. No more egg talk, okay? I'm not gonna be known as the egg Vtuber. So I rotated it to the canvas because it's easier to draw strokes in the downward direction. Thank you again for the donation, Rhino. Rhino says, do you microwave your cereal? I don't, but you gave me a good idea. I mean, if you think about it, can't be that bad, right? Does anyone eat their cereal warm? Eggtuber. I think there's literally an egg VTuber. There might be several, but I definitely saw someone's design that was literally designed to look like an egg. For example, a scrambled egg as a hair decoration. Blueberry says, you microwaved it a bit, but too little milk can make it weird. Yeah, I can imagine. I guess it might be a better idea if you microwave your milk and then you put cereal in it if you want to eat hot cereal. It's gonna, it's gonna basically end up like oatmeal, I guess. Oatmeal isn't even that bad, by the way. I don't know why all the younglings hate on it. It's pretty much cereal. Oh crap. I forgot to plug in my computer. Okay, I'm back. Oh, almost missed this. Thank you for donating, Biscuit. Biscuit says, first breakfast stream has got me thinking that no one here knows what an actual breakfast is. What do you consider an actual breakfast? I feel like the breakfast standards are different depending on where in the world you live. Actual breakfast is coffee with milk and bread? Bread for breakfast? Why would you eat bread when you can eat waffles? Yellow Man says, for me, anything can be a breakfast. Breakfast for me, if I even eat one, is a single banana or like 2 Oreos. AKA whatever I can grab on my way out the door and eat with my hands. Important question, waffles or pancakes? What do you say, guys? I'm gonna go with waffles. I like the texture of the waffles and those little squares, the grids, they can hold syrup. While pancake, it's just gonna get really soggy if you put too much syrup. And if you don't put enough, then the pancakes on the bottom of the first pancake don't get any. Pancakes are softer and tastier. Yeah, I'll give them that. I kind of like the crunch. The crunch of the waffle crust, though. Chocolate chip pancakes. If we're talking about anything on pancakes, I prefer blueberries or strawberries. Fruit is so much better. Is this a drawing stream or just chatting stream? Aren't I doing both? Am I drawing too slow for you? If you read my title, Rhino, it says chatting / drawing. Speaking about blueberries in pastry. Are pancakes considered pastry? Every time I want to buy muffins, I always want blueberry muffins, and I hate how similar they look to chocolate chip muffins. So like 30% of the time, I think I buy blueberry muffins, and then I disappoint myself by the time I take a bite. Either that or somebody else bought muffins, and I'm like, oh yes, blueberry muffins, but it turns out to be chocolate chip. Xenon says, you know what? Microwaved cheese is the best. And and you're being serious. What? You straight up microwave cheese and eat it? You're not even gonna put it on something? Matthew says, who the fuck microwaves cheese? I'm not against it if it's on something, but what would you do with just microwave cheese all by itself? I think I need a reference for this flower. If I recall, it's pretty generic looking white flower. Yeah, pretty much what I said. I guess I don't need a reference after all. By the way, some people ask me if the flower on my head, on my Vtuber's design, is the lunar tear. Thank you for joining. I mean, I don't know. Wow. I almost said joining the stream, which doesn't make any sense. Thank you for donating, Rhino, again. Rhino says, "Cecile, look, it's an alien." What am I supposed to be looking at? Are you trying to distract me? Yeah, as I was saying, some people ask me if the flower on my VTuber's design is the lunar tear. And I'm like, no, it's just a generic 5-petaled flower. And besides, doesn't the Zelda flower look the same? Yeah. What is the Zelda flower called? Something like Twilight something. Thank you for donating, Biscuit. Biscuit says, witty laugh. Wait, are we talking about Toy Story now? That's the only witty I know. Oh, the Zelda flower is called the Silent Princess. Do I have a favorite flower or plant? I'm not like a huge flower fanatic or anything, but I like roses. Who doesn't like roses? Thank you for donating, Bat Ali. Ali says, Cecile, look, it's a distraction. Why are you guys trying to distract me? I think he has gloves on. So let me go back to my references. You can't even watch in 720 pixels resolution? Is it really bad? Since you brought up aliens, Rhino, I watched a documentary recently about why we believe that aliens built the pyramids, which I heard of before, but I never actually understood why that was a theory. And I was thinking, like, geez, discrediting the Egyptians much? The documentary was relatively interesting though. Obviously, I don't believe aliens built anything on Earth. But I like watching conspiracy theories just to see how crazy they get. Thank you for donating again, Rhino. Rhino says, I was born with glass bones and paper skin. Every morning I break my legs, and every afternoon I break my arms. That's a riddle, isn't it? I've heard it before, but I don't recall the answer. Thank you for donating Tuna. Tuna says, "Hey kitten." Tuna, you're cringe. Who uses kitten as a pet name? Come on now. I'm going to try to keep his fingers a little bit on the thicker side because of the gloves. Someone please clip the Tuna cringe moment. What? Dumpling says, PSA, girls who are into being called kittens scream daddy issues. Do not engage. What? Is it a daddy thing to call people kitten? But interesting theory you have there. Alright, I don't even know if it's possible to hold your hand in this position. Every time you draw a hand and you try to do the pose in real life, you figure out how unrealistic your hand position is. But if no one can tell, it's fine with me. What is my favorite movie currently? You know those questions like, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite book? What's your favorite song? They're like the type of icebreaker questions you have to answer in college, and I always hate them because I never have an answer. I am too uncultured to watch enough movies, read enough, or listen to enough music to actually have a favorite that I could proudly say is my favorite. But let's see. Favorite movies. I can't believe it. I honestly can't think of even one. But, oh, okay, I thought of some. But they're pretty much the classics. I watched Inception somewhat recently. That was a very good movie. I can tell why it is so iconic. And Forrest Gump as well is a really good movie. Like, they're so impressive for how old they are. They're still really good watches. But another old movie that is really popular and I don't really get why, I'm sorry, are the Star Wars movies. Thank you for donating, Rhino. By the way, Rhino says the inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. What is that? I'm sorry, Rhino. That message is a little bit too cryptic for me. I can't tell if you're trying to say a movie name. But Star Wars, I tried watching one of the older ones and it was so boring to me. Hi Ray, thanks for joining the stream. He's distracting you. Why does he want to distract me? Rhino, excuse me, I'm trying to get art done here. That Ali says I don't like Star Wars as well. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I watched I didn't watch the show. Madeline, whatever it's called. I don't remember the name, but the more recent show that came out. But I did watch some of the movies that were more recent, and they were good. Like, they weren't bad. But the whole franchise, I don't understand. And thank you for donating, Rex. Rex says, do it. I don't know exactly what you want me to do. But thank you for the donation. And thank you for donating, Tuna. Tuna says, you should join us on movie night sometimes. I think I joined one movie night. And Tuna is referring to the ones that are hosted in my Discord server. I think it's just whenever I watch movies, it's like my happy space. I want to be alone and I want to be in bed. It's my favorite pastime if I want to relax. And being a part of a Discord call with 10 people is not exactly my idea of relaxing. But yeah, I'll try to join some movie nights sometimes. Why is he eating the flower? Because, don't you know? Flowers are healthy for you. Wasn't there a trend that was like ASMR eating flower petals or something? Now you want to draw? Yes, please do. You can draw at the same time as me drawing. We can draw together. I think several of you guys like to watch my streams while drawing as well. And what is my favorite genre? I typically like sci-fi and psychological horror. Those two genres are not infrequently used together, which is a good thing for me because I like it. Welcome to the stream, Violetta. Flower petal does look a little bit strange. Thank you for donating again, Rhino. Rhino says, "Fret not, father. We have no need of thy flail. Is only the flame quivering at misguided ash. Please avert thine eyes. I will snuff out these ashes for good." Rhino just really wants me to read cryptic messages on stream, apparently. I'm trying to change the position of this petal, but I'm kind of struggling with it. I think I want to kind of have it foreshortened towards the screen. Tuna says Rhino's just posting copy pastas now. Is that actually a coffee pasta? You know, The flower is a little bit too close to his face. I kind of want it to be... because I'm gonna have to draw his mouth now, since it's no longer being covered. But also... I'm gonna have to draw the stamen of the flower. And it's literally gonna look like the stamen are going into his mouth. So I might have to rotate the flower a little bit. Whoops! Wow. Did not mean to do that. Thank you for donating, Rhino, again. Rhino says, hand it over. Your drip so. I think I would like to keep my drip so. I think this is in alright position. I still want it to overlap a little bit with his face, just for an appearance of depth in the drawing. You recommend watching To You Immortal, Fumitsu no Anata e. It sounds kind of familiar. Is that a newer anime movie? I'll keep the hand here for now, and I might change the position later. Hi Demist, welcome to the stream. I just realized that when I draw too far to the right, you guys can't really see. So I'm gonna try not to do that. Okay, since I moved the position of his hand, I'll probably have to change the position of his arm as well. The sketch is kind of messing me up. I wasn't trying to put too much details on his arms because I'm gonna have to look at his sleeve. Oh, and I know he looks totally shirtless right now. Maybe I should just go with a weird shirtless pinup. There you go. Oh, so yes, To You Immortal Fumitsu no Anata e is recently released and has a manga. Do you mind giving me a brief summary about it, or at least the premise? And thank you for donating again, Rex. Rex says tonight, German joins the hunt. What exactly about his design changed, by the way? Does he still have that fur collar? Because I'm about to draw it. I really like his character design. I think fantasy character designs tend to all look very similar with each other. At some point, if you play or watch too many fantasy genre games and movies. But Nier designs are always unique, and I like the color palette too. It's like a nice greenish, bluish. And that's one of my favorite ranges of color in the green-blue area. I felt like I might have drawn it too big. Nah, I think it's alright. But this side is a little bit strange, so I'm gonna make it a little bit shorter on this side. Hello, Taku. Thanks for joining the stream. Nier has such a distinct art style. Yes, it does. And whatever artist, I don't know the artist. I think I saw someone mention her social media before, but the artist who draws the concept art for the characters is such a unique artist. I think that artist also drew for Grand Blue Fantasy or something like that. Thanks for donating again, Rhino. Rhino says, "You thinking what I'm thinking? Aim for the bush." And then Jaren says, "Rhino, what the heck?" Rhino, I have no idea what you're saying. A lot of fantasy characters have the same design. Yes, the white-haired shonen boy protag. Yeah, there are quite a few white-haired shonen protags, aren't there? Initially, I was thinking white hair is more like the cool side character. But I thought of, isn't the main character of... what's it called? Damn, I forgot the name, but the like current popular shonen right now, isn't his hair white? Hi Lemonade, welcome to the stream. I wasn't thinking about Witcher, but I also like how in Witcher, all the Witchers have white hair. Like, oh, you want your character to look a little bit more exotic and cool at the same time? Just give them white hair. I did try to play The Witcher 3, and it is an extremely well-developed game. But I couldn't get that far into it. There's something about Western RPGs that are just, I don't know, not really my taste. I think the difference between Western RPGs and Asian ones is the Asian ones are always super colorful and pretty. And the movements and weapon mechanisms are super unrealistic. Like, you can double jump 100 feet into the air, and you can swing a greatsword super fast. But I don't know, it's fun. I like it. While Western RPGs are usually more realistic and dark. Oh right, the main character of Tokyo Go also has white hair. Yes. Kaneki-kun. I'm gonna to add a few more hair strands. And then I'll move on from the hair. Probably touch it up later. Maybe off stream. I'm trying to find a balance between drawing too many hair lines and having the hair still look detailed. But I know that looks bad when there are too many lines, so I've been trying to avoid doing that. Have I ever heard of Land of the Lustrous? Yes. I watched that anime. I really like the use of religious themes. I'm not religious myself, but religion is fascinating. Or says there's a YouTuber with a pretty good hair tutorial called theCecile. You should check her out. Mado, you just noticed you were negative 20 minutes. Yeah, for anyone else, you might want to check if you are at the actual part where the stream is live. I don't know, but sometimes it sends you back in time. Thank you for donating, Rhino. Rhino says, do you have layers? I have many layers because I'm complex like an onion. But if you're asking about my artwork, at the moment, I only have one layer. Or 2 layers. If you count the base sketch. You know, maybe I shouldn't have moved the flower backwards, because now I have to struggle with the shape of his face, and therefore it was conveniently covered. A quick summary to you, Immortal. Wait. To you, Immortal. A being? What? It is closer to a robot at first, no emotions and not. Oh! I struggled with your sentence right there. You said, a quick summary to you, Immortal. A being, it is closer to a robot at first, no emotions and not conscious, and its adventure, how the world will unfold in front of him. It has cool art and animation. That does sound like something I would enjoy. Oh man, I think his head is a little bit too elongated. So I'm just gonna casually transform it and make it a little flatter. I think that looks a little better. Does he look like Gojo? I just googled him. Jujutsu Kaisen, that's what I was thinking of. Didn't that have a white-haired main character? Or not? I didn't actually watch it, but I did look at the characters before. Yeah, is this white-haired character the main character? Satoru Gojo. Okay, so the main character has light brown hair. And Gojo isn't the main character, but he's part of the main squad. I think Nier's hair might be a little bit longer than I drew it. So I think I'm gonna edit some of these strands. He is the main character's teacher. What, so like Kakashi? He has a mask covering his eyes too, doesn't he? So I'm gonna erase that strand and elongate it. Exactly like Kakashi. At some point, all shonens just merge into one. Let's add a little bit more hair strands and then see how it looks. I think I want the side of the scarf to be just totally dark. Hojo Satoru is one of the characters that makes you question your sexuality. Two D boys can do that to you, I guess. Alright, and I think I'm also gonna elongate some of the strands on this side to match. It's looking a little bit better. Maybe the strand needs to be a little bit longer. When you're drawing really messy hair, it's pretty easy to get carried away and start making a bunch of strands that look very uneven. For example, one side of the head is much poofier than the other. So if you watched my tutorial, it does help to draw a guideline where you want the hair strands to end to keep it all contained. Am I a fan of Ayumi Kojima's art? She's done a lot of gorgeous illustrations for the Castlevania series, where the men look almost prettier than the women. That sounds like something I would like. Let me Google her. Ayami Ojima. Her art is very good. I like the it kind of looks like a medieval painting style. And she has a really unique way to draw the face. You're correct. Those are some very pretty men. How long do I think this drawing will take? I'm hoping it won't take me more than 5 hours. I'm not too sure yet. I know the mouse is in a weird placement right now. I'm starting to think I should go back to having him eat the flower. So many things that I didn't have to think about when the flower was in his face. I just realized that these hair strands need to be completed as well now because it's no longer being covered by a petal. Have I played Persona 5? Shigenori Soejima makes really pretty, really amazing arts for the Persona series. I haven't played that game, but I do really like the art style. And I enjoy seeing fan art of the characters. So his ear is a little bit... I guess it's a little bit small. And maybe... Let me just redraw the whole thing. So usually your ear starts from the area of your eyebrows and goes down to the end of your nose as a general proportion tip. Of course, if your head is in a different angle, you are gonna have to take that into account. You might not see the ear exactly at eye level with the rest of the face. I might as well make the hair strand in front of the ear longer as well. You like the background music? Thank you. I rarely use this background music when I'm drawing, so I thought it would be a nice change. It's linked in the description, or the credits are linked in the description. I always make sure to say that because credit where credit is due. I think in the references, his ears. Oh, I was gonna say they don't show in this one, but they actually do show in this one. And he actually has quite a bit of long hair in front of it. So, guess I have to make them even longer. I promise this will eventually look like him. when references are inconsistent. It's typically the case if you're looking at two references that are made at different points of time in the game development, like these. Like, I believe this is one of the concept arts, and this is the actual 3D model. So there's bound to be inconsistencies. This is why you don't have the patience to draw. Drawing does require a lot of patience. I don't think a lot of people know how long visual work takes. But animation, for example, takes a really long ass time, even if you're just trying to do something simple. Especially if you're drawing frames. I can barely fathom how animation studios can put out an episode once a week when it comes to anime. But I guess anime does take some shortcuts. For example, having a pan up basically be a still image. Sometimes I'm looking at those older anime, and I'm surprised at how smart they are with the frames they draw. Like, sometimes if one character is talking, everything else on screen is basically a still image, and they pan it slowly so it still looks like there's movement. Hello, Never Ending Soap. Thank you for joining the stream. So this is a thing I like to do. I like to erase parts of the eye that is directly next to the line for the hair. But I kind of keep the rest around. I just make them a little bit fainter. So that gives the hair a bit of a translucent appearance. I think this is the first male character I've drawn in a long time. Is something wrong with the thumbnail? Is YouTube still doing the pixel thing? Wow. Yep, YouTube is. It's actually not that hard to fix. So let me go ahead and fix it. All you have to do is go back into the editor and upload the thumbnail again. Alright, it should be fixed in a second. I think, at least. I don't know why, but YouTube's editor, or YouTube Studio, I guess, is super glitchy at times. Like, sometimes you save something and it doesn't save. And this happens quite often, so it's super annoying. I don't know how many of you guys upload YouTube videos or anything like that. Let's go back to drawing the mop on his head. YouTube in general is glitchy. Thank you, Zemo. I'm glad you like my motto. Is this going to be just a doodle, or are you going to paint it? At the moment, I'm planning to just do a flat-colored, lined look. But there's a probability I'll paint it in the future. There's something about his face that I still think looks a little bit off. Not exactly sure what. Maybe it's the position of the mouth and nose. I think that looks a little bit better. Painting in the anime style must take so much time. For me, it does take a lot of time, and it doesn't have to be just the anime style. Painting in general takes me a lot of time. But some people are super experienced with it. Okay, I'm gonna have to have these references closer. Some people are super experienced with it, and they know exactly what color they want. And they put it down, like, basically correctly on the first try. So painting ends up being faster for them than lining and drawing in that way. But sadly, I don't have that much experience yet to call myself a master at painting. Don't they prepare the palette first? I know some artists who have a set palette that they kind of use on every drawing. It kind of seems a bit limiting to me, but I never tried it, so maybe it does help draw faster. If I was smart, maybe I would have tried it. The split in the shoulder area is kind of reminding me of... Oh wait, is it furry? Oh, it is. It's actually fur. It's kind of reminding me of the outfits from Spirited Away. If it's furry, I have to erase the whole thing. I guess that is a actual design, like type of Japanese clothing design. Not too sure. So when it comes to fur, I just draw a bunch of scribbles and make some parts a little bit longer than others, and that's pretty much it. So having the straight lines could be nice guidelines, but I'm too lazy to use them, because it would mean that I would have to create a new layer. I always use as little layers as I can, or as few layers as I can. What is English? That's my favorite maid outfit. Oh, I read that totally wrong. What is my favorite media outfit? Or media outfit-wise? Yours is The Witcher 3. They have the most vivid outfits in the game. Do they? I don't particularly remember. Huh. Outfit-wise, I'm gonna have to go with Arknights. The first thing that attracted me to that game was the character design. I love the kind of futuristic apocalypse world ending theme. I don't even know how to describe it. Like street fashion, kind of mixed with tech wear, I guess. So what are these? What is he wearing? Those are like arm warmers. I still need to figure out if his outfit changed or not in the newer remake. But I guess for now, this is fine. You just downloaded the Arknights. Any tips for a noob? I guess a tip would be you don't need to have the operators that are considered meta to beat the game. You can go ahead and collect your waifus and you'll be fine, so don't stress out too much about it. Let me Google really quickly to see if I can find a reference of his outfit change. But according to Annie, it only changed a little bit. I don't think I can even find any pictures. Okay. I think I'm just gonna go with this outfit then, since I actually can't find any references that looks like the outfit changed. So these are kind of like arm warmers. There's another furry bit at this end. Wait, oops, I drew it in the wrong direction. So since his hand is facing, kind of tilted towards the camera, the curve of the sleeve has to be curved away from the hand. I don't know if I drew this right. Kind of looks like his gets thicker or stays the same width from the top to the bottom. So let me make it a little bit bigger. I guess something like this. You would say it's thicker. Alright, I'll try. Going to make it very thick. Okay. Does that look more like it? Might be even thicker. His sleeve is a little bit weird. I think I'm gonna try to make it... I guess I'll keep it this way for now. Thank you for donating, Rex. Rex says, "You got this, boss." Thank you. I appreciate the encouragement. I think both sides are symmetrical, so I'm gonna go ahead and draw the other side as well. You think it's like a winter outfit thickness? Yeah, his outfit does kind of seem like it's winter themed. Or appropriate for winter. I typically like the use of fur in character designs. Pizza or burgers? I'm gonna go with pizza. Burgers, it's really a hit or miss. Miss with me. I think a lot of burgers, they don't taste that good. It really depends on the sauce and the bread type. I think that is what I'm really picky with. But if the bread is very soft and fluffy, I think they're, instead of like the typical type of burger bun, then it might taste better than a regular burger. But for example, every single burger I ever ordered from McDonald's, I hated. Asking some really deep questions. Indeed. Cereal, burgers, what else? Thank you for donating, Uzumaki. Uzumaki says, "What is your taste in music and your favorite bands?" I pretty much listen to what's on the radio, so I guess I do like pop. I don't listen to music that often. I don't even listen to music when I draw, usually. I guess I like to draw in silence. But if I actually seek out a type of music to listen to and decide that I really like it, I think usually it's one of those kind of fast-paced or like has a really strange rhythm type of song. There's a lot of Japanese songs that are like that. I don't really know what the genre would be called, but maybe it's alternative. Let me try to find an example actually, because I don't think what I said made any sense. I'm not gonna be able to play it on the stream because of copyright issues. But let me see if I can find a song that I can tell you the name of. Yes, so for example, Yellow by Yo Kamiyama. What genre would you call that? Hello, Ikazuchi. Thank you for joining the stream. You love my drawing already? Thank you, I'm glad. I pretty much just have to do a bunch of details on his torso. And I should be done with the line art for this piece. So according to you guys, Yellow is J-pop. Good morning, Rara. Thanks for popping by. Alright. Let me tackle this hand. I don't really know what this hand is doing. I kind of struggled with the placement of it. But hopefully my guidelines are good enough. Mada says, I have similar taste. Mada says, I think the difference is that I like also aggressive, scream, swear, etc. songs and Japanese raps. My favorite artist is Takayan. I think the only time I ever actually enjoyed metal or rock songs that have a lot of screaming in it is with J-rock and J-metal as well. There was one point in my childhood where I was obsessed with this one metal song called Little Piece of Heaven. That's either the song's name or the band's name. I think the band's name is Avenged Sevenfold, I think. I was briefly obsessed with that. That's like the only actual like English metal song I have experience with. Yes, thanks for confirming it for me. It is A Little Piece of Heaven by Avenged Sevenfold. A fellow sevenfoldism, is that what the fans are called? Dame Theory says, okay guys, she's the one. I think within the anime community, metal and rock is pretty popular. It's honestly where I started listening to a lot of it myself as well, because of my peers who like it. So the hand, this hand is quite big in comparison to the other hand, which is what happens when I draw while being zoomed in for too long. Dumpling says, I watched them perform that song live. One of the craziest performances you've ever seen. I've never been... Oh, live. You meant not live? I've never been to a live concert before. I can only imagine how crazy it is. And I'm not too sure if I really want to go to a live. It doesn't really seem like the type of event that I would enjoy if everybody's just, you know, screaming and sweating all around you. Dame Perry says you need to go at least once. Perhaps, at least for the experience. He's wearing those toy Hulk hands. It should be fixed now. I think they look relatively the same size. The fur on the edge of the coat, though, is extremely inconsistent in thickness. So I'm gonna have to fix that. Concerts are loud AF from what you've experienced. I feel like you would come out of it half deaf for a couple days. Thank you for donating Tuna. Tuna says you missed the point. Concerts are for drugs. Alright, I guess we all know what Tuna does at concerts. Are you really gonna pay for a $200 concert ticket for drugs? I don't know if that is the exact best way to get drugs, but alright. I am using paint to sign. I think in the future I might pin a comment answering the most basic art questions. How do you get anime girl avatar? You mean the VTube model? You would have to pay an artist to draw a VTuber model, and then you would have to pay a rigger to rig it so it can move. And then you would have to get a face recognition program such as VTube Studio, and that costs a little bit of money as well. So yeah, you might need to have a very big budget for this. VTube Studio isn't actually that expensive though. It's a one-time payment, thank the lords. I hate how everything is becoming subscription-based. Although, I can see that it is definitely a smart move for the business to do a subscription base. It's just my poor wallet. So I want his sleeve to look a little bit thicker. Might even do a little bit more than that. Thank you, Rebecca. Yeah, subscriptions pile up really quickly. You might think, okay, $10 a month. It's not that bad. until you have subscribed to several subscriptions, and then it's several $10 a month, and it easily goes up into the hundreds. I'm so annoyed at Adobe. I think they raised the subscription fee again. You can just imagine a VTuber model chewing on someone's wallet. That's actually... that could totally be an emote. I tend to make the areas that is in between two objects very dark, because that area should be in shadow anyway. I'm still waiting for the day that a better and cheaper alternative outcompetes Adobe. Okay. I think I might go for a little bit of a shorter stream today. So I'm gonna try to get down some basic details on his top. And that might be it. Who knows how long these details will take me though. I'm trying to look at both these references so I have a clear idea of what this armor plate on him is. At least I think it's an armor plate. It might just be a different type of fabric on his top. We'll all be skeletons by the time Adobe stops screwing around with the prices. Sad, but probably true. So I might use some guidelines for this, which is... there seems to be one chain coming across here. Another across the shoulder. This is a little bit complicated. So this chain attaches to the weird, different color cloth. And that has a chain in a different angle coming here. Thank you for donating, Rurr. Rurr says, right now, Jesus has not blessed my Arknight's rose, so hopefully I can bless yours. Great job on the art so far. You don't need Jesus, you have me. I'll bless your Arknight rose. I'm always so envious of those people who play gacha and they pull all the top ranking characters without spending a cent. How can you be so lucky? Who were you in your past life? There seems to be a belt. Oh god, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I think there's a belt coming this way that is pretty much parallel with the curve of his shoulder. And let's get rid of that, because that doesn't make sense. That comes from here. And then there's another chain here. Actually, it kind of just goes into the middle of his neck. Something like this. Probably shouldn't even show because of the angle I drew, so let me just make it easy for myself and just draw the chains. There seems to be some other seams on his shirt as well. They look a little bit different on these two references. But in general, I think it's just two lines going down. So that's easy enough. His clothing is very abstract indeed, it's hard to tell. There's just a lot of crisscrossing chains. Okay. I don't think I need the references anymore, because I don't have room on my screen for them. So I'm gonna draw these chains and this belt now, and probably do some more detail on his face afterwards. Good morning, Pear White. It's the afternoon for me, but I feel like I just woke up. I stream at 6 o'clock. Or actually, no, I start streaming at 3 o'clock. But even the stream at 6 o'clock feels like an early morning stream for me. And then my day only starts after dinner. I already forgot the details, so I'm gonna give another look. You know, I think it's gonna be alright if I just make it up to an extent. Still waiting for theCecile debut. Yeah, I don't think she's very interested to stream. Xenon was talking about my sister, who is also an artist. Alright, so I couldn't see how it looked like on the reference in this area, but logically, I think it wraps around the arm. Maybe? I don't really know how his outfit works, but it doesn't really matter, does it? At least I am not a cosplayer, and then it would matter. Yes, I do have a twin sister. So, how do these chains even attach to the belt? I guess in an arbitrary way. Chains are a little bit hard at first, but if you go with like very basic looking chains, you can get it down pretty easy. It might be easier to use a chain brush though. But this is where my habit of using paint tools gets me in the butt, because I have to draw chains manually. How do they attach? Don't ask. Honestly, it makes me feel a little bit better about my character designs, because if Nier can get away with character designs that don't exactly make sense, so can I. I have definitely done quite a few drawings that needed me to draw chains though, so this isn't anything new. I'm used to the suffering. And I still haven't learned to use a chain brush. This is your first live for me, and you love my art so much. Definitely want to get as good as me someday. Thank you. Sin, is that your name? Or is it Sign? I'm glad you enjoy my art, and I believe in you. Let's make this side wrap around the body. Of course, it's back to the fur. But now that I'm taking a good look at his character design, I know exactly why I like it. I do like a lot of fur and chains. Thank you for donating again, Biscuit. Biscuit says, I'm going to have to leave now, but I want to say thanks for the week of streaming. It's been really fun. I also wanted to wish you luck for your new semester of schooling. Have a good one. You too, Biscuit. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm glad you enjoyed the week of streams. This was the most active I've ever been, and probably will ever be in a week. I think 4 streams a week, it might be a little bit too much for me to handle. I would like my Netflix time, please. But it has been alright. I think in my new semester, it's a little bit lighter since it's a summer semester. I'm gonna try to go for 2 streams a week. But I'm not too sure yet, so don't get your hopes up just yet. Yoko will write a whole entire Bible about those chains. I wouldn't be surprised. He's quite peculiar. The only thing Sai has better than Clip Studio is I have been using it for several years of my life already. But eventually, one day when I am feeling less lazy, I will switch to Clip Studio. So there's this random seam in his shirt going down his body. And it should be on the other side as well. But you can't really see because that side is pretty much covered up. I guess I can kind of include it. I think this one is too close to the midline. Zoe says, I find Psy way easier to draw in, so I feel you. I need to practice on Clip Studio Paint. I find it quite hard. Yeah, it does have a different feel when you switch programs. I think in Clip Studio, something that I kind of have trouble with, I don't know if I can adjust this easily, I'm just being dumb, but when I draw a line on Psy, I feel like it goes further, while on Clip Studio it might end up looking like very short and stiff. And that really throws me off. Oh, so I didn't notice this earlier, but he kind of has weird little shoulder pads under the fur. And his gloves are kind of complex. I'm gonna add a little bit more details, but I'm gonna try not to go over the 3-hour mark. You love me and my artwork. Thank you so much, Shibi. Still using Photoshop. Need to change to CSP keybinds. I don't think Photoshop is bad. It's probably harder and more confusing to use though, compared to CSP. So let's add these shoulder plates. Although I don't know how well they would function to protect his shoulders, considering they look very thin. Alright, and they kind of have like a string attached to them, or something like that. The shape is looking up, so I'm gonna redraw it. I want it to look more round like his shoulder. They look more like patches than shoulder pads. Yep. I guess I shouldn't call them shoulder pads. But it does look like he went out of his way to attach these to his shoulders, for whatever reason or purpose they serve. You wish you could play Nier. That was totally my mood when it used to not be on the PC. But now that it's on the PC, I do hope I get some time to play it. I think the only gaming console I ever owned was Nintendo. And a lot of Nintendo games didn't really overlap with like PlayStation and Xbox ones, I think. The size of my canvas, this canvas is, I think, the standard A4 size, which is poster size. Let me take a good look at his gloves. Or what do you call gloves when they're made of metal? I took it away and I forgot what it looked like within 1 second. Gauntlets? Would you say he's wearing gauntlets? Gauntlets kind of make me think of like really bulky metal gloves. His looks a little bit more light. I guess it would still be called a gauntlet. They seem to be this shape. Just covering his knuckles. I'm gonna be zooming in and out so frequently in the speed paint for this video. Okay, and then there seems to be a piece that is only on the top half of the fingers. I don't really know how that works, but let's just go with it. GameCube is the best console because I was addicted to Smash Bros. Melee. I had the GameCube too. That was my first console, and the only game I think I played on it, I played Zelda Wind Waker on it, but one of the games other than that I played was Mario Party. And now, I do have the Nintendo Switch, but I never use it. I should probably start using it. Or it would be a waste of my money. Let's see what is going on with the back part of his gauntlet. Okay, so several things. The sleeve kind of comes up higher. And it looks like the tip of his finger is entirely covered. He sure has a lot of details on his outfits. Yes, I made a lot of progress right now. So let me try to bring up the sleeve. Actually, maybe I shouldn't. Because in the position that I have him holding his hand, it does make a little bit of sense for the sleeve to droop. The only reason why I want to bring it up is because I don't know how the armor looks like past the point that it shows on my reference. But I guess I'll make it up. So that's alright. Any tips on how you should grow as an artist on Instagram? Instagram has a very, I would say, obvious algorithm when it comes to art, but it might not be the best algorithm to help you improve as an artist. So basically, Instagram seems to really value posting frequently, which means a lot of Instagram artists draw in a very sketchy and quick style. And it also seems like people on Instagram really like seeing portraits. Therefore, you also see a lot of Instagram artists that draw a lot of heads only. Hi Calvin, welcome to the stream. I haven't used Instagram in such a long time, mainly because I only want to post art on Instagram. I can't shitpost like I do on Twitter. And I haven't drawn in a while. I mean, now I will have some drawings to post at least. Right, so the other thing I wanted to do, which I didn't do earlier, was it looks like the armor on his fingers don't go onto his knuckles. At least for the part that comes from his fingers. Am I ever gonna get a new PC to help my streams? I actually did get a new laptop for my streams, but eventually I also want to get a PC. So adding a second line on some objects. Actually, I don't think it should show in this, so it should show here. Adding a second line on objects gives it an appearance of thickness. But make sure that you have the right perspective, because it will only show if the thick edge is facing you, and it will not show when it's facing away from you. I feel like he has a glove on underneath, so I'm gonna make it look a little bit thicker here as well, instead of so thin as if he has a bare wrist. What type of laptop do I use to stream? I'm using a gaming laptop. I guess if you don't plan to stream gaming, you probably don't need to have a gaming laptop. There are other types of laptops that are optimized for your needs. And I suppose gaming laptops can get quite expensive, as a part of the expenses is the design of the laptop. And the companies try to market towards gamers, and they try to come up with a very cool looking design. I'm debating whether I want to go ahead and draw the armor on this hand, or if I want to work on something different. I remember there was something I wanted to do, but I kind of forgot what it was. The line here is a little bit too thick, since I changed the actual edge of the headband. This line should be thinner compared to the edge. You want to use thicker lines when you want the area to be more stand-out-ish, such as when one object ends and another one begins. Gaming laptops are too heavy, might as well get a PC at that point. True, they are heavy, but they are still portable. The one I have right now, I don't think it's that heavy. I have the ROG Zephyrus, I believe. Bye, theCecile. Thank you for joining my stream. You turned the exercise challenge from My Little Nightmare stream into a daily plan. Wow, I admire your ambition to become a Chad. So for those of you who didn't go to My Little Nightmare stream, Biscuit, one of my donators, came up with this exercise plan for every time I die. And I think several of my viewers did it. And they actually did it. Because Biscuit, at least Biscuit did, because he showed videos of himself doing the exercises on my Discord. Oh right, I remember now. The thing I wanted to do was his sleeve. It has like some stitches going up the side, and I didn't include them. And I think this is a crucial part of his character design, because it does show quite a lot. What? Bruh, don't they teach pathogen theorem in 7th grade? It doesn't look hard. Pathogen theorem, do you mean Hoff's postulates? I mean, I kind of remember learning it. I don't know if it was 7th grade, but I definitely learned it several more times in high school and college. Is my Vtuber model inspired by Itachi from Naruto? Do I look anything like Itachi? Okay, so the stitches are basic enough. They go this way. This is the nose scar. Oh, wait! I don't even remember Itachi having a nose scar. I remember he had a scar. Oh, right. He has those eye bags. I guess they're kind of like scars. But yeah, the reason why I included a nose scar is because I think facial scars look cool, and that's pretty much it. I didn't think about Itachi though, sorry to tell you. If it helps, you can send some print screens from Nier to Discord. Yeah, go ahead. I kind of want to see what it looks like now. Let me know when you have sent it. You're going to be honest. The nose scar, it's sexy. Right? Oh god. This is looking kind of not how I want it to look. Let me look at the reference again. So I think I have them a little bit too far out on that side. The line art is hot. Thank you, I'm almost done with it too. Kind of. I still have some details I want to add, but that's not as important. So I might do that on my own time. I might have to redo these again. I'm kind of rushing on them, so they look kind of stupid. I'm starting to question if they even are lacing. Actually, you know what? They pretty much do look like lacing, so I'm just not drawing them in a way that makes sense. Because technically, if it's lacing, then this would attach to hair. How am I so relaxed always? Because I don't have enough energy to be high energy. I'm not relaxed. I'm just low energy. I'm always high. Don't do drugs, kids. Stay in school and don't do drugs. I had a math teacher that said don't do drugs as his outro. Like, instead of saying see you tomorrow or something, he says don't do drugs. It was very funny. Thank you for donating, Rhino. Rhino says, can you look up? Can your model do that? Kind of, I guess. I don't know if I looked up or not. I can tilt my head up. I don't think the eyeballs move much. I think after I finish drawing this part of the sleeve, I'm gonna move to the other hand to do the details of the gauntlet. And then we'll see from there. I'm making them too big again. Thank you for donating, Tuna. Tuna says, stay in school and don't do drugs so you can maximize your incomes in the future for more better drugs. Well, if that's your motivation, I can't criticize it as long as you're actually staying in school and not doing drugs. Thank you for donating, Daniel. Daniel says, you're my drug. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, I'll accept that. I'm your drug if there are no negative side effects. Is the stream almost over? I believe there might be 15 more minutes, so yes. And by that, I mean I'm predicting I'll take 15 minutes to do the next thing. Wow, I really do not like how these look. I am 100% gonna have to fix that later. So the last thing I'm gonna do is draw this part on the hand. Luckily, the back of the hand doesn't show. So it's gonna be easier than the first hand. Please say when is the coloring stream? You need to see how I colored chains and fur? Well, I guess I can do a brief demonstration in this stream because I'm gonna flat color this piece anyway. So I don't think that's gonna really show you how to color fur or chains. But I can show you what I would do if I were to actually shade it. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it might not be such a good idea. But I'll try. Thank you for donating again, Uzumaki. Uzumaki asks, did you watch One Piece? It's a one-of-a-kind shonen. I watched several episodes of One Piece, so I do know what it's about, but I don't think I've got far enough to actually say I watched it. Like, for real. I wouldn't call myself a fan. I'm not saying I don't like it, I'm just saying I didn't see enough of it. I'm proud of myself for getting done with quite a lot of the details on his outfit in this stream. Okay. I'm done with that hand. So, other than the closing pattern, I think I have most of the details down already. And of course, I want to fix the weird stitching on him. I think I made them look... I think I made them stand out a little too much. I want them to be smaller. Like maybe like this. He went to art class and came back. The stream is still going. It's gonna go on for just a little while longer. What did you do in art class? I typically enjoyed art class, although at times I found the exercises boring. I just realized it might be easier if I just selected it and shrunk it instead of redrawing the whole thing. Quick studies and critics, or critiques. I've actually never been in an art class that did live figure drawing. We always only drew still life. But I also didn't really go out of my way to do anything advanced in terms of art classes. I just took the simple beginner ones for fun, as in the elective. Okay, still looks kind of silly, but looks a little bit better. Alright, so the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna demonstrate how I would color fur and chains, but it's gonna be a very quick demonstration. So I might only be able to give like maybe one tip or something. So for fur, first of all, if you don't know how to draw something, please look at references. But I can help you break it down to be a little bit simpler to understand. But yeah, for example, this is a reference. And if you look at it, you can see that one side of the fur, trying to find my layer, is gonna be dark, and that is to show the thickness. Fur is kind of round and poofy at this area. You might also want to use a bristled brush like I am, so it naturally gives kind of like a fur texture. And then, because of the light hitting the fur, kind of want to leave a part of the fur as a lighter color. And on top of that, you once again have a shadow. And because it's fur, you kind of want to give it a few patches here and there so it's not so uniform, and have a few darker areas too. So in the areas where it dips in, I would add some darker areas, because those areas will have a bit of shadow from the fur that is around it. And again, if you have a bristled brush, it kind of naturally gives you a fur-like texture. When I actually color this piece though, I'm not going to be shading it, so this is just for demonstration purposes. Yeah, you kind of want it to have an irregular, not too linear shape. And that's pretty much it for my demonstration. Oops. As for chains, I have an easy kind of like trick to make chains look good. It might not be like totally realistic, but what I do for chains is the first thing you gotta do is you just have to shade all the parts of the chain that should be in shadow, as if there's no lighting. At least that's what I would do. So for example, if the lighting is coming from the top, then this side would be in shadow. And also, since this chain on top is kind of it's also going to be casting a shadow, so you might as well increase the shadow on the bottom a little bit. And then I'm not using a blur tool to make this simple. It's basically cell shaded right now. I would create a multiply layer and do any other type of shadow using an airbrush, and just like do that to make it have a little bit more dimensions. So that's pretty much it. All right. So that is pretty much it for today's stream too. It was a bit of a quiet stream because I wanted to focus a bit more on drawing, and I do think this piece is close to being done. I probably have to put in 2 more hours. It's not a long time in terms of artwork. You guys might think 2 hours is not close to done, but it's not too bad. So I do have 3 pending pieces at the moment, since I didn't finish my artwork like I expected earlier this week. I was planning to finish Cali on Wednesday and then finish the artwork I started yesterday after my stream, but none of that happened. So next week I'll probably do my best to finish Cali first and then work on the next 2. But thank you guys so much for coming to my stream. Somebody asked, did I make my avatar in Vroid Studio? I did not. I think okay, I was calibrating. I keep saying collaborating. I was calibrating my screen. Um, I think Vtuber Studio is for 3D models, right? Mine is 2D, so I did not use Vtuber Studio. Actually, I'm not too sure what Vtuber Studio is, but I didn't use it. And that should be it. Good night, you guys. Even though it is evening time. But I guess I should say good evening. That sounds like more like a greeting. Anyway, bye guys.